Hello my friends and welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to talk about Sim-Lab XP1 pedals. Sim-Lab is primarily known for their high quality extrusion profile rigs, but they are starting to evolve a bit in a turnkey company. So they want to provide all the peripherals that you will need for sim racing by themselves, and they released these pedals for this cause in 2024. One of the focal points for these pedals becomes clear from the moment you open the box. The design looks very modern due to the usage of the grey and the black. There is the brass orange, and on the normal edition of these pedals there will be the similar blue knobs in addition to the orange as accent color. The nice rounded shapes of the aluminium pedals also contribute to the very sleek looking and yet remarkably neutral design. When it comes to aesthetics of these pedals, I am already a fan. The accelerator and clutch use Hall sensors for measuring the input, while the 16-bit 200 kg load cell takes care of your braking needs. With the 100 kg of force you can apply to them, this load cell will suit the needs of almost any pilot out there. With a weight of almost 2 kg per pedal, they can't be considered a lightweight. The pedals don't feature any exotic technology or gadgets on them, which is a bit against the general trend constructors are designing their pedals nowadays. If you look at these pedals made out of aluminium, there is Teflon in there, there is brass in there also, so they picked really the good materials and they created a fantastic set of pedals with these. So build quality, I would say it is second to none to any other of the pedal bases out there. This one really good. There are three actions that can be done to adapt the pedals for positioning. The first two are linked to the pedal faces. They can be moved upwards a bit, which makes them sit about a centimeter higher, and they can be tilted in three different positions to give them some inclination. The last adaptation is done by undoing the bolts at the back and sliding the two holders on the side down or up, again to add some inclination to the pedals. This makes them even suitable for sim rigs that don't have the ability for the pedal plate to be inclined. Because you don't have a pedal plate standard with the XP1 pedals, they can be spaced as much as the pedal plate of your sim rig allows. Sim-Lab also made sure to include enough bolts and nuts to their pedals to fix them to your pedal plate. There is just one small remark that I have for this. You really need something to put your heel on. On my Sim Explorer GTRS, I have this piece of profile that is a part of the pedal base that I can place like this and on which I can let my heel rest. But if you do not have this, for example, if you only have plates on which you attach your pedals, then you will need to add another €90 for a pedal plate from Sim-Lab. And also I recommend getting a heel rest, because the plate itself will come a bit low for your foot to apply pressure to the pedals. So yeah, this is a bit different than I had with previous pedal bases. They all came with a pedal plate also, so this is something that I want to share with you. Don't forget that this is the pedals, they come in separately. The configuration of these pedals is without doubt the spear point for these pedals. Both the clutch and the accelerating pedal have three different configuration options. The first one, and the one that most people will certainly use, is the wheel on the front. This can be turned to adapt the travel of your pedal. The more outwards the bolt, the more travel you have on it. A second configuration is the amount of force that is required to press the pedals. You can put pressure on the spring by turning the knob, which causes for the pedal to stiffen up. Both the clutch and accelerator also come with an additional spring to stiffen the pedals even more. The last configuration can be done by lowering the arms that connect the supporting beams to the pedals. You can make the pedals also a bit softer like this and harder by changing the position. The pièce de résistance is the brake that Sim-Lab designed. As with the throttle and clutch, you can adapt the travel and stiffness by turning the knobs, but here you also have an additional 2 extra springs for the preload and 2 extra elastomers for the load. The preload can also be completely replaced by spacers if necessary. this complete configuration can change the pedal behavior, making them suitable for F1 cars, GT cars or simple road cars. It is without doubt the most elaborate configuration I have seen for pedals since I started reviewing. And I almost forget the best thing about the configuration. All can be done tool-free and in a matter of minutes. Racing Director is a software that is being used by Sim-Lab, and it is very clean software, looks very finished. It is very easy to calibrate your pedals, to set your dead zones, also very important, to add some curving to your behavior, braking behavior, acceleration behavior. So yeah, very decent software. I didn't need to go through manuals to see what everything did. I just saw it, adapted it, and it worked. So the XP1 pedals, the first thing that you will do and that you will spend some time on is the configuration of the pedals. There is of course a configuration to fit for your feet, but also the configuration of the brake force, of the throttle, to make it all a bit to your liking. And you will put some time in this. I think this is the most elaborate configuration options that I have seen on pedals that I tested so far. So a lot of options. It will take you a few laps, but then you will feel exactly what you want from the pedals. Me too. This is probably the first time that I really have gotten the brake in Assetto Corsa Competizione the way that I want it to feel. And it is so fun to drive when you have a brake which is really tuned to your needs. The pedal faces also, they I can put my feet in it, they don't slip away. I don't slip away with my feet. The only thing is that my heel is pushing into the screws of the pedals on which you regulate the travel. So I would really recommend, be it of Sim-Lab or another brand, but to have some kind of heel rest that you can put on this on your rig for these pedals. I think this is really necessary. Yeah, and they just feel so fluent, so yeah, like a well-oiled machine. That's how they feel. The accelerator feels fantastic. Accelerator feels fantastic. The brake is fantastic. The only thing that I have to say is for the clutch. Clutch, it does its job as it should, so you can press it and depress it, but I am missing something with the clutch. The biting point, you know, when you press in your clutch, that you can feel like the biting point, and then afterwards you don't need to apply the pressure anymore, so it builds up pressure and then it drops back. There's something that I really miss on these pedals, especially because I drive a lot of BeamNG, where the clutch is more essential than you have here in a racing game. So yeah, that's something that I need to point out. But for the rest, I think these pedals are really a sim racer's dream when it comes to configuration, the adaptability. Fantastic. When it comes to compatibility, the Sim-Lab pedals are only compatible with PC at the moment. Now this can change towards the future, since there are also rumors that Sim-Lab will bring out wheelbases to complete their turnkey status, but at the moment of this video, as said, compatibility is PC only. The connection of the pedals towards the control box are done via RJ11 cables, and the connection of the control box towards the PC is via USB-C. A small note I have here is that Sim-Lab included different sizes of RJ cables to keep the wire clutter as clean as possible. It's just a small thing, but with all the peripherals us sim drivers already have, something to be thankful about. The price is €500, and for €500 you get the accelerator and you get the brake. They are in promotion at this moment for €400 also. As always, is it expensive, is it not expensive? This is also very subjective. Availability is very big for Sim-Lab. In Europe you can order via the Sim-Lab website, of course, and in the US you have Micro Center, which is a very big distributor of Sim-Lab material. When it comes to options, there are a few options that you can add. So for example, there is the pedal plate, there is the heel plate, there is a feet support, and there is of course the clutch pedal also. What I do miss a bit in this lineup is some tactile feedback for the pedals, and that is something it will probably come up, but there are a lot of companies at this moment already going in on this, so we might see this for these pedals also, but it's not the case at this moment. So yeah, I would say that for the options it is a bit limited. As a conclusion, I would say that Sim-Lab really made a very good pair of pedals with the XP1. What stands out really is the configurability, how the pedals feel when you press them. It is second to none. These are the most configurable pedals that I have tested so far as a reviewer. No matter what type of car you drive, you will be able to adapt your pedals to how you think they should feel. Tight and hard for F1, or softer and with more travel for road cars. And this all with just turning 2 knobs. But it's not only that. The adaptability of the positioning of the pedals, the sober but classy design, and the quality of the used materials are equally strong points for this pedal set. There are a few points of attention that I have though. One of those points would be the very generic feeling of the clutch. For someone that drives manual streetcars a lot like myself, the biting point that I experience is simply not yet outspoken enough. A second point would be the addition of 2 or 3 more positions for the pedal faces, so they can be put a bit lower. This especially for people that don't have the heel rest and or have a bit smaller feet like myself. In all, these are just small points of attention, and it doesn't take away that Sim-Lab was able to put a more than decent pedal set on the simulated driving market with their XP1. Thank you all for watching. I hope you had something from this video. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you want to see more videos. If you buy new hardware, buy via an affiliate link. That way you support the channel, and I will see you all next video. Bye bye.